Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for having me here to share a few stories. I think that's really what we're here to do. This morning, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the programs that we had in the in our Singapore e-government journey. We've been doing this for quite a while, but I won't bore you with a lot of that. I think I hope to share with you a slightly different perspective on what it takes to go about, at least our experience in going about implementing e-government. A little bit background about Singapore. Okay, it doesn't show up very clearly on the slide, but if you imagine the slide to be the world, the little red dot, there's a small little red dot there, that's about 3 or 4 times the size of Singapore. Really tiny, about 710 square kilometers. About 5 million people crammed into it. Only about 3.6 million of us are residents and citizens in there. 15 ministries, 66 statutory boards. Okay, why I share this is only because it presents a backdrop to the things that I'm going to talk about. We are a really small country, which therefore means that we have some special challenges, but also some special advantages. In my discussions with the various countries, we don't have the problem of a large land area, a large rural population. So some of the things that we sort of implement in Singapore don't exactly carry over, right? And so we're very conscious about that. And so we can share a few things of what are the differences and what does it really look like. Singapore prides itself in execution, excellence in delivery, and so we do a lot of planning. When we first started out, and we've been doing e-government for 30 years, when we first started out, the main focus was really as Mr. Richard Kirby mentioned, the back office of the government, right? So we spent the first 15 years doing the back office, cleaning up the back office, automating the back office, before the internet became something which was bigger, and I guess the adoption was more widespread and pervasive in the general population. So for the first 15, 20 years, basically just focusing on computerizing the civil service. And then the next 10 or 15 years about getting these services online and connecting it to the citizens, right? So that was the second Connecting Singapore and the Infocom program. And then we ran out of things to do. Okay, that's not true. The focus became less on sort of, government stuff, but more about how you make IT something different. So the focus became about the IT industry, developing the IT industry. We had Lucas firms come in and set up, and the transformation of skills from programming into multimedia, and how do you create content. So it became about content development and less about implementing government services. We do have this open government thing that everybody is talking about, and that's still being discussed. We have functional information that we are prepared to put online. The transparency, the accountability, the more controversial things that we hear about, the things that may perhaps create a little bit of anxiety within the government, those things are still being discussed. But even then, there's a little bit forward and a little bit back. What do I mean? Our National Environmental Agency, for instance, has lots of monitors out over the country for wind speed, for rainfall, water levels in our rivers and all that. And all that information is put out in the public. And of course, the goal is not about having the technical data about wind speed. The question is, do citizens or can citizens use that information to produce an application that says, where is the best place to windsurf today? And that's really the question we want to answer. So on the sort of the non-controversial, not technical information, I think we're quite comfortable. I say quite, because 3 days ago, the public bus service company that operates the public buses in Singapore, one of the companies, they used to have live streaming data on when the buses would arrive at each bus stop. And many citizens and individual entrepreneurs had gone out and had built applications using their live streaming data to, in various forms, modify the data to produce iPhone applications. And some of them were very popular, and citizens downloaded them to figure out how they should plan their trips. And 3 days ago, they shut it down. Why did they shut it down? Because it's proprietary data. So how do you split that line? Is it really proprietary data? Should public bus service schedules be public information? We don't know, right? So I think there's going to be a discussion about that. And I believe this will be a continuing discussion for the next 2 or 3 years. We are having a next plan that's going to be launched in Singapore in June, where we have our E-Gov exchange conference in the 3rd week of June. And so my colleagues from the Infocom Development Authority were probably in a better position to sort of talk about that. But surely open government will be one of those things that we discuss. What's available online? Lots of stuff. You can book a place for your child in your school, if you have children, just about to reach school-going age, 6, 7 years old. You can apply for university, so you can see up on the screen, it's a screenshot. If you're applying for a university or a pre-university place, you do all of this online. If you wanted to go to a park, rent a barbecue pit so that you can bring a family out there for a weekend and have a place to cook your food, you can do that online. Health, environment, housing, transport, travel, lots of stuff. So we've gotten used to things. Also for businesses, I think Mr. Kirby talked about businesses, so how to go about funding a business, how to go about hiring. We have quotas on people coming in for foreign workers coming in, and so there's an applications process to bring foreign workers into Singapore. And you can do that online. Taxes, of course, starting up a business, registering a business, and so on. So I won't go to all the boring stuff. The question that's interesting for me is really, what do you need in order to get it done? Actually, at the very beginning, if all these plans, and many countries have started, and we have all these master plans and national ID plans, we go about implementing it. But really,